So, VTSO is a thing. Basically what it is, it's what it says on the tin. It's a VTuber orchestra. I heard about it first because of one of Abaki Pam's Christmas concerts, the one she just did last year. One of the songs she showed up during the concert, it was Between Two Worlds from Limbus Company. I've never heard of it before that cover, and like, holy shit.
In ag. Ag.
So there I was watching that, basically lurking in chat. And then I wondered, hey, when are they gonna open up auditions for that or whatever? Because I play tuba, obviously, right? But I'll be real, like, I've wanted to make, like, my tuba side of things, like, a lot more prominent when it comes to my shit. So far, I've just really just done, like, video game shit. So, yeah, I've just been thinking just in general, like, how do I want to, like, incorporate that into my stuff? But really, right now, I don't have to, because now I'm in it. So, they put out an audition notice throughout the month of January. I kind of did it last minute, honestly. Took me a bit to, get around to doing it, right? But I really wanted to join because, well, it's obvious I'm a tuba girl, but, like, there's also a part of me that was like, you know, this is probably the way I'll start to actually be noticed, honestly. But also just to have fun with it, because before this, in 2023, I joined VVGO, the virtual video game orchestra, because I like VGM. I heard of them through another thing. I haven't done covers with them in a while, honestly, because I've been busy with VTSO, so I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, no, like, honestly, even though I'll admit, like, part of it is literally because I follow Abaki Pam, and, like, I enjoy her music content. I just wanted to do it because I wanted to represent a really untapped sect of the VTuber sphere. Because just the fact that a VTuber orchestra exists is, like, the coolest thing to me. I'm just gonna pop it. I really wanted to represent that side of VTubing that really isn't well covered. Because the norms in the VTuber sphere is just singing, right? And, like, the basic instruments you find normally, right? Like, piano, guitar, and violin sometimes, and, like, other adjacent instruments in that category. You don't really hear about VTubers who play band instruments, like trumpet or tuba or flute. In the VTSO, we have, like, 45 members. All of us, there's, like, 16 strings, right? 16 strings, 4 brass, 4 woodwinds total, 1 piano, and then, like, 4 each of the SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, because there's also singers. And most of us are VTubers, I would say. Not everyone, but, like, the vast majority of us are. I think there's, like, 1 or 2 people who are just a VTuber fan and don't have a VTuber persona or don't consider themselves a VTuber. The rest of us are, or barely are, because we're so small. But size doesn't matter. I got in anyway. Oh fuck. A genuinely great thing about VTSO is just how, like, you really don't hear about VTubers who play band instruments, and so, or orchestra instruments for that matter. Like, recently there was that one time Regis Altair played cello at his 3D debut, and most recently Cecilia Emmergreen in Hololive, Ian.
Yeah, Caitlin, yeah, we're winning, we're winning. Orchestra VTubers winning.
Yeah, like, that's really fun to hear about, but, like, you really only hear about VTubers who play instruments in the Hindi scene that play anything but the usual piano, guitar stuff. Like, I'm not saying that's bad. It's just uncommon to the point that it's honestly kind of sad. Like, I feel like it genuinely is an untapped market. Not having many VTubers in the sphere that are musicians, in the sense that they play... I dropped a lot of money just now. It's fine. Oh, speaking of VTSO, hi Ceylon. How you doing? Salem's part of the VTSO, one of the trumpets. So, I think I was just talking about, like, how uncommon it was to hear about VTubers who play less common instruments. But it's really fascinating to me, honestly. Like, you hear more so from, like, V singers, right? So, it's not really something that's much of a focus in the VTuber sphere. So, when there is mention of a musician in the VTuber community, it's really cool to hear when and I guess I'll loop back to the Pam concert thing. There are a bunch of musicians other than the VTSO, and I think that's really neat because usually it's just singing, right? Like Pam's concert was mostly singing, but she doesn't also shy away from also showing off musicians in general. So it's really special, honestly, whenever I hear about really anyone online who's like, "Hey, I was a band kid once, and here's my story." I genuinely enjoy hearing from either people who used to be in bands or like are still playing their instrument, however they are now. There's a lot of stories that come out of being a band kid or an orchestra kid that I really enjoy hearing about that are unique to that sort of thing. And I feel like because we're so centric in singing in the VTuber sphere because of our roots, and that's understandable. There's not too many not too many mentions of anything else in there. So it's a breath of fresh air, and also I genuinely love hearing about anyone's band experiences, no matter who you are. Lots of VTubers sing or play piano slash guitar. Orchestral symphonic instruments need more rap. Exactly. I I'd love to see more orchestral rap in general myself. And like there's a lot of like struggle finding your own niche in the community, right? That's why I'm so excited that this group exists and we're able to pretty much have our own niche. In that sense, like it may not be popular, I don't really mind, but at the same time we've been noticed. We've been noticed like recently oh, this is a shitty room. Hey, Bassoonist! Yo, Faye, how's it going? Also, the moment saying Bassoonist VTuber, I'll instantly check them out. Funny you mentioned that. They're not a VTuber, but someone in the VTSO does play bassoons, so... Eh. So yeah, that is a thing. They're a VTuber fan. They don't have a VTuber Sona, but they're in the VTSO and all that, so hey. Close enough. But like that's the thing, right? Like you don't hear much about anyone who plays orchestral or band instruments. I'm probably the only VTuber out there that's no matter how small I am, I don't mind being small, but like the fact that I'm probably the only tuba VTuber, literal VTuba, is saying something. Like obviously like my instruments niche, you don't really hear much about low brass. I only know one trombone playing VTuber. They're a Japanese indie, and I only know about them because of my VTSO connection. So that's saying something. Yeah, like there's not much variety, but once you try and dig down deeper into the rabbit hole, you're gonna find something. I bet. And we're just fortunate that we've found as many people as we have. I like for trumpet, Salen's one of them. And the other one's Zal, who's played apparently for a Hololive ID cover once. I don't want to misspeak and say a name that's wrong, but like pretty sure they've played for a cover from Hololive, like an instrument, like they played in an instrumental for a Hololive cover. So there's only two trumpet playing VTubers I know, a cat slime and a bartender, and then one out in Tea Leaf is our hornist. I've never heard of anyone who's played French horn, and like straight up pretty much the only French horn player I know. I mean, that's a lie. I know Techno Hornist from Proton John's community plays, but other than that, no VTubers I know, right? And then I'm the only tuber pretty much. Like, I'm convinced I literally only got in because like, oh, here's a tuba, and they just took me in anyway, even though I'm not too good right now. Like I'm not really. I'd say I'm getting confident, but like I'm not. I'm still pretty green. I'm only like 2 years in, 2.5 years into playing. So, but yeah, I'm pretty certain I'm the only literal VTuber. Like there was that one time I'm remembering. Uh, that one time, like in the 3D collab or so, and on Hololive where Fubuki, Shirakami Fubuki, had a fiberglass sousaphone in particular. That doesn't count. But a friend of mine made the joke that, oh, finally there's a VTuber. So that's kind of where my intro from the Pam concert last week comes from.
My name is Faye Luna, and I'm the V-TUBA.
I just want to make the pun, so that's part of my kayfabe now. Except it's not kayfabe. I play tuba. And bass trumpet. Oh yeah, Salem Quest also plays bass trumpet as of recently. They're working on it. Like it's a very recent thing. Yeah, I wish you luck on that. Yeah, progress is still progress. I know. Thank you. Hey, you on instruments you recorded for others before. It's not like you don't know what you're doing as far as progress is concerned. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that I'm in VVGO, the Virtual Video Game Orchestra, which is where I started connecting with the bassoonists through. And I love that VVGO exists as well, because they started because of the pandemic, right? So that's why I did the Virtual Video Game Orchestra. So I joined that because I heard of a related group that played in a con. And they played in a con recently too, or they have been playing in a con, a different con. But I was like, hey, I'll join and play some covers. So, that's when I first played in a, like recorded for something, in general on the internet. It was a medley cover of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2, Explorers of Sky. Being in the same place as other musicians, but also in a place that I find comfort in. And I say that somewhat cautiously considering the state of the VTuber world now. I'm glad to be in spaces where I can feel like myself, because I wouldn't know what I would be doing as a creator online. Like I'm already very agnostic when it comes to content creation in general, and like I want to grow, but like I don't want to go too fast or too big, but I want to have fun with it as well, and I want to give back to the communities that I've interacted with for the last few years, you know? Enjoy my time here and like integrate myself more into it. So I'm glad that I'm in a position where I can stream again. I don't know how long I can stream for, but like I'm glad that I can interact with the community a bit. This is coming from an introvert, right? I am very shy IRL. Right? But if we're talking like video games or Japanese culture or tubas, then you got me, right? But yeah, back to the music talk. I guess I've made my case about uncommon instruments. Bottom line, hey, if you play an instrument and you want to be a VTuber, do it. And that's from coming from someone who hasn't done their own covers yet. I kind of want to though. Won't lie, I kind of want to. Today marks 6 months since I've been in VTSO, and that was the day I got the message like, hey, you made it. Here's the Discord. Having the privilege to be in the VTSO has been really fun, and honestly, part of me wishes it could have existed sooner. I can't even believe it's been 6 months, honestly. And I've done 4 covers with them. Lacrimosa was the first one from Black Butler. That came out in April. Dragon Song from Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. And it was specifically for Obaki Pam. The very reason why I found BTS. So it comes full circle in that way, but also it's special because that song means a lot to Pam, and I'm so honored to have helped with that cover. Well, it's the Dragon Song cover during Pam's Dawnchild concert. That was really neat to do. I honestly figured she was gonna end up having us record for something in the thing. It was kind of implied, like, um a little behind the scenes, she asked us to do this before she publicly put out the call for the rest of the people for her concert. So I was like, oh, this is probably for that. Like, once that happened, I was like, oh, this is probably for that, huh? I almost thought, like, oh, this might be different. Like, I almost thought, like, maybe she's asking for other people to help with the VTSO one. But no, it was a full concert. And I'll be real, Pam has such, like, I don't know how she does it. Honestly, I admire her dedication and her work ethic when it comes to that, but holy shit. Like, she does those multi VTuber concerts in such a short amount of time in a way that's like, oh my god. Like, I can't even begin to imagine how much that must take to like coordinate the entire thing, right? So I really admire that about her. Her Christmas concert was the reason why I started following her in the first place. When she did her 2022 concert, I caught wind of it because of other VTubers I used to follow were like, hey, we're gonna sing this song in this concert. I was like, neat. That's like it was a song I recognized too, and I really was like, hey, I should check this out. I didn't check it out until last year. I didn't see it until last year, but it was really neat. Just seeing it all come together like that. And I'm glad I eventually came up and did it. And to actually be in one all of a sudden too, like, yeah, it was pretty surreal having the opportunity to do that. So yeah, that was the second cover that's came out since then. It doesn't have a proper MV yet, but I'll definitely let you guys know as soon as it drops. Like, the moment it becomes live, then yeah, it's free real estate. I will drop it. I will drop that link everywhere. But for now, there's another one that's coming out soon. It's Down by the River from Baldur's Gate 3 on Kobo's channel. So that's fun. That was really fun to do. It turned out so beautifully. Like, I'm not even into Baldur's Gate, but like, that song's really pretty. We did such a good job on it, holy shit. I'm glad that we're doing those side projects as well, because like, if it wasn't for those, like, we would only be doing the Madoka medley. And like, honestly, it's a bit pressuring knowing that I'm the only like low brass, right? I have to fill in for what would be the trombone or euphonium role, right? But that's fine, because it makes me special in that way. And also, I just love playing, so I'll do whatever. I'm just like eager to play any tuba part. For the most part, I've been given pretty easy parts. The one for Lacrimosa, it's a fun tuba part, but it also means it's a bit of suffering. Like, I really put a lot of effort into like making it sound good. Not to like I'm not putting anyone down or anything, or myself either. Like, it's just like like seeing where I'm at and like seeing what I'm capable of, I guess. Like, I wasn't really sure what my limits were, honestly. I'm not necessarily like trying to shy away from, you know, anything hard. But I'm also like, hey, I've only been playing for a few years. I don't want to do too hard. So I'm lucky to... It's been nice to be like, okay, well, these parts aren't too bad. And they're fun. I feel like I took Dragon's Song a lot more seriously, knowing, hey, this is Pam's song. Okay? And I respect her. So I'm gonna do it seriously. To the point where I straight up, like, made a makeshift recording studio out of my room. I put up, like, actual, like, blankets for sound isolation. That's how far I went for it. And I don't regret it, because the song itself turned out really nice. And my recording... Not just the recording quality, but just how it was playing, too. Like, I really felt it when I played that. That isn't to say it wasn't the same for Lacrimosa, but like the time gap between me recording Lacrimosa and Dragon Song was a few months, a couple of months, right? Because we recorded it back in March. February to March. So I had some time to like cook a bit more for the other ones. So I did. I definitely did. And like the part for Dragon Song was slightly easier compared to Lacrimosa, I would say. When I'm talking about while I'm talking about this, I'm not trying to diss on the composition or anything. It's just how I feel playing it, right? Because I'm like not too well versed in the playing quite yet, and I'm not as comfortable playing as I honestly could be, but also it's, you know, I'm taking it at my own pace, right? So in regards to playing those parts, I'm trying not to shy away from challenge. Like just on my own, I've been practicing a song that's like proper tuba repertoire. It's actually kind of simple, but like it's also really dynamic as well. I'm kind of just doing it for fun, right? Like me playing tuba is just for fun in general. Whether or not I record is another question. But like, I'm not looking to be like a professional at all, but I'm also like hey tuba gober, and I want to really be as best as I can. Anyway, those were the three covers that I've been on, but there's been several more aside from that. So, earlier in the intro, I was playing another cover from VTSL. It was the Final Fantasy Prelude, but it's a comfy, tropical vibe. And I wasn't in it because I was busy at the time. They did it in a month in order to submit it for a VGM thing. And Talon was in it actually. Salem played trumpet in that. And it was really neat. It was a really neat cover. I really like the cover. Like I've played it a bunch of times by now. But yeah, if you haven't seen that, you can find that on Corns McGowan's channel. I'll link it. I'll link all the covers I talk about today later. And I think that's all there's been for VTSO covers. I might be missing a few. And I also don't want to accidentally say a cover that's been like that's in the works but hasn't been like publicly confirmed, so I don't really want to spoil that. And I've kind of exhausted all I wanted to talk about for VTSO related stuff, honestly.